Oh, folks. Oh, folks. There is some very awesome fucking news going around right now that could, if properly worked by Brendan Dassey's attorneys, which I have absolutely no doubt they will, this should have been a fucking mistrial, to be quite frank, kids. All right. So just to catch you up to the shit I'm looking at here, I am holding in my hand a news article from the Post-Crescent, and this was actually written by the USA Today network. This was information obtained by them that really kind of turns this whole thing on its ear. And how the fuck Brendan Dassey is still sitting in prison, I will never know. I don't get it. So get this shit. So during Brendan Dassey's trial, during the deliberation phase, Remaker and one other Manitowoc County deputy got disciplined for conduct during those deliberations, during their handling of the jury, that, quite frankly, in any other fucking county, in any other trial, in any other part of the fucking country, would have resulted in a mistrial. But, you know, this is Manitowoc, so it doesn't matter, assholes. All right, so let's go through this. Detective Dave Remaker and fellow Manitowoc County Sheriff's Deputy Melia Prong broke department rules while the jury was sequestered at Brendan Dassey's April 2007 jury trial. While the trial was in progress, Remaker received a one-page reprimand from supervisors at the sheriff's office. Prang agreed to accept a one-day work suspension for her role in the incident. One day for this shit. Get what she did. Deputy Prang allowed her husband into the secured area of the jury to deliver pizza and obtain drinks, Prong's disciplinary report stated. This unauthorized person was in the secured area on and off from 9 p.m. until after 12:30 a.m. Are you fucking kidding me, kids? So this deputy had her husband in the secured area with the jury members. That pretty much blows to shit the entire purpose of sequestering a jury right there, kids. But even worse than that, a review of the logbook indicates that Deputy Prang did not log this unauthorized person in the logbook during this time frame. She knew good and goddamn fucking well what she was doing. She knew that her actions could result in a mistrial for Brendan Dassey. Remaker knew that this could result in a mistrial, so they didn't log him. Here's the thought, Remaker, Prong. Hey, if you're gonna do something fucking stupid that you don't want anybody else to find out about, probably not a good idea to fucking do it. The fuck is wrong with you? For Dassey's trial, a jury from Dane County was bussed to Manitowoc to hear trial testimony. To prevent the jurors from being sequestered or being exposed to outside influences, Manitowoc County Circuit Judge Fox sequestered them at the Best Western Lakefront Hotel near the Wisconsin Maritime Museum in Manitowoc. So he knew how important it was to sequester this jury, and Remaker and Prong just decided, is it just me or does that sound like some kind of a business out of Hogwarts? Remaker and Prong, what would they sell? Magic douchebags? Remaker and Prong were supposed to monitor the jury, which earlier that day heard several hours of testimony from Calumet County Sheriff's Investigator Mark Wiegert, who was considered the lead investigator in this case. Pay attention to that last sentence I just said. Mark Wiegert, who was considered the lead investigator in this case. That's going to become important in a minute. While on duty that Saturday night, Remaker and Prong and their magical douchebags had a logbook in their possession. Their assignment was to keep track of all people who were allowed into the secured area of the sequestered jury. Both Manitowoc County Sheriff's deputies failed to do that, according to their personnel files. How in the shit has this not been declared a mistrial? Huh? Fox? You fucking slimy bastard. One person who was given access to the jury was Prong's husband, Lee. Seriously? Your name is Lee Prong? Your parents didn't like you. He was allowed in the secured area of the jury over the course of at least 3.5 hours that Saturday night. A review of the logbook indicates that neither Deputy Prong nor Detective Remacher logged this unauthorized person in the logbook during this time frame. This was from Remacher's deficiency report dated April 25th of 2007. In this incident, Detective Remacher should have used better judgment by logging in the visit and knowing that this type of visit could cause risk to the jury integrity. You think? The fact is, kids, is that by... Do you understand the implications of this? Do you get what this does to Brendan Dassey's conviction? This should have been termed a mistrial and they should have tried it again. But no, Judge Fox decided that it would be better to just let this shit slide and let the jury continue. We don't know what the fuck Lee said to that jury while he was just prancing around. We don't know if or how he influenced the jury. The fact is that they had to bus in the jury from a completely different county. They brought the jury in from Dane County. They sequestered the jury, meaning that they are not to have any outside contact. They can't even call their families. They can't watch TV for the most part. They can't read any newspapers during the sequestering process. They can't do any of that shit to keep them away from any outside influence. And this asshole just traipses in with some fucking pizza and they don't declare a mistrial? You know why they didn't declare a mistrial, kids? It's because, God forbid, Brendan Dassey or Stephen Avery gets a decent or fair motherfucking trial. It's bullshit! Get this shit, though. Remember what I said earlier about how Mark Wiegert was the lead investigator on the case? Last December, Remacher sent an email to Manitowoc County Board Chairman Jim Bray proclaiming that he, Remacher, was one of the lead investigators on this case. You self-aggrandizing douche canoe. Oh my God. Remacher. This would be hilarious if it wasn't so fucking pathetic. So let me get this straight, Remacher. You are obviously way too into your role as a police officer. You obviously think of yourself as like a lead character on Miami Vice. That played out when you kicked in Stephen Avery's door to serve the search warrant and there was no fucking need to kick in the door. So that was like your one Miami Vice moment. Number two, you claim that you were the lead investigator on this case when everybody and their fucking sister knows that the lead investigators on this case were Fossbender and Wiegert. And you have the fucking balls to say that you were a lead investigator on this case? You're a fucking Manitowoc County Sheriff's deputy. You're not even supposed to be near the scene. Period. You fucking twit. Jesus Christ, Remacher. Gets better. The Manitowoc County Sheriff's Administration gave Remacher, Link, and Colburn special recognition reports for their personnel file, complimenting them for their investigative work at the Avery salvage yard that led to Avery's November 9th, 2005 arrest. Days earlier, Special Prosecutor Ken Kratz announced to the media that Manitowoc County would not be involved in gathering evidence against Avery, who had a $36 million lawsuit against the county. And you put favorable reports in their personnel file for their investigative work when they're not even supposed to be anywhere near the Avery property? Are you shitting me? By the time that Remacher got into trouble during the Dassey trial, the sequestered jury had already heard 6 days of testimony. Remacher told his supervisors he had no prior knowledge that Prong's husband had entered the secured area of the jury that Saturday night. You had no idea? You were supposed to be watching the jury and you had no fucking idea? What were you doing? Banging Consuela the maid in the back room? The fuck, Remacher? If you had no idea that Prong's husband was there for 3.5 fucking hours, do you know what that means, Remacher? It means you weren't doing your fucking job. Which is not a surprise to me, but I bet it's a surprise to the rest of the fucking county. Get this shit though, guys. According to her personnel file, Prong has had continued disciplinary issues over the years. In August of 2013, Prong lost her temper and started shouting at the clerk of circuit courts, Lynn Zygmunt. Prong felt that it was a slap in the face when Zygmunt called her a security bailiff. Never mind that that's technically what she is. And see, what had started this was Zygmunt had reported to Prong that there was a garbage issue in the courtrooms. And that's kind of the bailiff's fucking job, is to police the area, make sure that it's clean and secure. And Prong shouted at Zygmunt, "I am not at the courthouse to clean up garbage." If it's in your fucking job description, bitch, yes, you are. Get the fuck over yourself. And then, as if that wasn't enough, in September of 2014, she had a written reprimand put into her personnel file for using a government computer to log into her Facebook account to play Candy Crush. Are you 12? What the fuck is wrong with you, Prong? Seriously, I know I'm probably mispronouncing her name, but I really don't give a shit. She doesn't deserve the amount of time it would take me to Google how to pronounce her fucking name. I don't give a shit. She's a piece of shit. She needs to not be wearing a fucking badge. And her and Remacher both need to be fired. And this needs to be termed a fucking mistrial. I'm just saying, kids. All right, I've got a few more things for you guys today. So don't forget to subscribe to us here on YouTube. Don't forget to follow me on Twitter, Mama Phoenix6, or you can follow us at Clue TV Official. And you can also boogie on down to our Facebook page at Clue TV Official on Facebook. Thank you all very much for watching. We'll see you soon.